So, since I got out of homelessness and I had to fight through everything that these people were putting me through to like legit try to keep me homeless and to legit try to make me into a mental health patient, specifically to convert their tracks of poisoning to make me seem like I was just eroding on my own behalf inside of a mental health. But that's not the truth. The truth is that these people are poisoning me and staging to sabotage me in every single job that I've ever had. But then since I've moved here and got out of homelessness, well, for the most part, I still feel pretty homeless based on the things that have happened to me and occurred. Being that, like, my brother could have given me a little bit more time to find a different place, knowing that I was coming to him saying that this guy that I was friends with supposedly just made me feel really weird, okay? I don't feel comfortable spending this amount of money for this house. Being that he's making me feel that I'm not I I don't I'm not welcome, basically. And I don't want to be around somebody that's not welcoming in that sentiment because it's really horrifying to me. And mind you, I was just poisoned up 3 times being at the St. Paul Park house. They really wanted to block up my intestines with the arsenic poisoning inside of Metamucil that was stirred in there by my own brother, and to kill me. And I legitimately think that my last colonoscopy, could prove at least something. But that's why I overheard like a voice changer. Like been getting calls of a voice changer, someone speaking through a voice changer, threatening my coming and going from my house. You don't know who's watching you, when and where. Like basically psychologically manipulating me or psychologically trying to prevent me from going to work and working on my life force. And I never knew who that voice was until that message or until that call that I got after that colonoscopy that used the knowledge of me having, he used the knowledge of me having that procedure done specifically to use a voice changer to tell me that I needed to get fucked. And the voice that I heard through that voice changer was Jesse. And I'm like, oh my god, it's been him the entire time. Oh my god. It means that back when I was asking my brother to record that message at his place, he erased it, didn't record it for me, even though I said at least get it to me, at least call my phone and leave it on my voice message so that I have it and I can get that recording saved. Because these are things I said that are happening to me constantly. He didn't care. My own oldest brother didn't care. Why didn't he care? Because he's been a part of the syndicate. And I need that to be understood by people. So, after coming here, my 4th attempt at a job has been completely sabotaged. Not to mention all the other jobs that I really liked the job that I had coming and getting this place. I really liked the people that I worked with and all that. I just didn't know what to do now because now that these bills were piling up and these people were preventing me from reaching out for help, that I really needed that outreach for help and support. Not only was I hacked when I was working at Strong, but I made those next Facebook pages, got my people up to a certain amount here. Maybe 8 months later, I don't know. My account's disappeared again. 3rd time. So now I'm on my 4th Facebook page, and it's not as big of an outreach as what I needed. I really need an outreach of support to hopefully get my information through the algorithm that's staging me within hacking constantly, stealing my data, stealing my ID, my identity, both the physical of the government issued identification for myself being stolen, but my integral identification as well, because it's so character assassinating, it's incredible. But I needed that outreach of support for the help that I deserve. Not only deserve now, but I've deserved all throughout my life. So they have been premeditatively trying to keep me poisoned up to aim to poison me to death. They cyanide attacked me twice after reaching discovery of their crimes and moving differently this time, because I needed to move differently this time because my life was in fucking danger. And now the police isn't even doing anything with the admittance text from my brother telling me that everything that I've been saying online has been true. Or basically, and that, or my findings have been true and admitted poisoning me many times growing up. It was more than what he said in the text message, but the fact of the matter is that it's an admittance, with them telling me that everything that I was saying was true. So, yeah, I feel scared for my own brothers because I loved my brothers, but they didn't ever love me. I had no choice but to pivot and start speaking out online. I had no choice. It's either me speaking out online to further establish connections to how people are going to be treating me and who's for me and who's against me so that I can figure it out to know how to move, or it's like allowing these people to literally take my life. And I'm not okay with that. Neither would anybody else be. So it's really hard-pressed. It's hard-pressed reality to think to yourself, like, how do I get out of this? What do I do? How do I move? And then when the police aren't even taking that admittance, and along with every other thing that I've mentioned and brought to their attention and had proofs of even the court stuff from growing up about how my father did do these things to us. That, connecting all of the dots, it leads to a fucking monstrous crime in my life, you guys. It's a full lifespan that they're trying to literally make it as though I never existed. They're trying to erase my existence. Scrub me from the earth as if I never existed. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense to you, because it's legitimately about erasure. It's not even just about the identity theft and murder. It's literally about erasing me altogether. So it's really crazy that these people did this to me. It's really crazy that the police don't even have enough probable cause to go after the rightful parties or do any ethical hacking to the very unethical hacking, as if they had any right in one of our houses growing up, that they didn't have a warrant coming out of our house. They were in full uniform. What were they doing there? See what I'm saying? And it begs the question then, how many times were you doing this without our awareness of you going inside of our house? And I believe I have every right to ask that and get the absolute answer through heavy-duty investigations being administered into this crime against me. But it doesn't seem like anybody anywhere is doing anything about the crime but utilizing the crime to press me inside of more abuses. So everything I've been saying has been true. I don't care what people say, but he did poison me up. They did poison me up growing up, and they both knew. I believe, I don't know, but I believe it was more my one brother than the other, but they both knew. And this is the part that's scary to me, because if they were never there to protect me, and I loved these people very much, and they never had any inclination of loving me, when they could admit to this type of behavior, poisoning me on multiple times growing up, I'm not okay with this. These areas of my life, I was struggling in my body just to breathe, let alone be able to think straight, because arsenic takes away the oxygen out of your cells. Your cells are starving for oxygen, so your mind is literally starving for reasoning skills and other things while you're in developmental areas of your life in general. So I couldn't think straight. I was literally not knowing at times whether or not I was going to be able to live through it. And all throughout my life, being poisoned, it washed these memories away from me. So it's like I'm speaking on memories that it came back to me after being 42 and a quarter years old, having moved how I had to move differently because I didn't move differently before, and I ended up poisoned up. So now it's like I can't trust somebody coming into my life, being a part of syndicate, just specifically there to love bomb me ever again and gain my trust specifically so that they can poison me up. I can't do it again. And so then they're trying to like legitimately utilize that long-standing poison in my life as though I'm the felon. I don't see how. I really don't. I don't understand the logistics there of like how the police are as well willing to like clip up my work basically, clip out everything I said beforehand and after, just specifically utilizing that anger of not getting help for so long that it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like you go to work, you get prevented from work, or you get prevented from having your I don't know, you get poisoned. They'll send somebody into the job to like literally get a job where you're at, specifically with the intention of carrying out crimes against you. Your workmanship goes down. The bosses don't want you around no mores. They can't see to compare it to anything because they're just getting to know you. And you're not able to stay in a long-standing position because that's their goal. They don't want me to be able to work and get out of, get out of the crimes that are happening to me and allow the plane to like actually make it up off the ground. So I've been being treated this way by poisonings all throughout my life and the psychological abuse with no help of outreach and limited outreach and then blocked outreach by hacking and them hijacking my life and performing this identity theft while I'm trying to reach for influential supporters to literally help me stop this abuse now when after fighting so hard to get my heat back on for an example, natural gas company to turn it back on with the cold weather rule. Now like the other day my electricity got shut off for like 10 seconds. I believe something was put into my exhaust to lead to my furnace to shear inside something away from the furnace to where not only have I been already financially sabotaged to not be able to fix these things, but now it's to literally freeze me out. As if I'm not already sabotaged financially and, literally being starved out of my life, my livelihood, my actual workmanship, my actual, I'm a hard worker outside of being abused and poisoned. You see what I'm saying? And I don't have those certain smells and without being poisoned. Sure, I might be a smoker, but that doesn't entail for you fucking go through these things of memory erasure type of drugs. No. So I'm fighting for such a long time to like literally get some normalcy in my life. And now that they've literally financially sabotaged my life, I really know what I'm supposed to do about these attempts when even the police aren't acting in correspondence with the laws that are standing about very outstanding crimes that I've been mentioning for years, mind you, that I'm fighting through something of a covert warfare, of a covert abuse, and now I have the proof of it, and that these things have been illegally happening to me to make my life a living hell day in and day out for such a fucking long time. Like, I'm to the point where I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. I've contacted the FBI. I've contacted IC3. I've written congressmen and women. I've contacted IC3. I've tried to go after these things for identity theft and contacted identitytheft.gov. I have an open case with identitytheft.gov there as well. It's as though all of the areas that are supposed to protect me are just protecting the illegal injustices of the police and the injustices that have been happening in my life this whole time. So I'm trying to protect my life, and they're not even trying to do anything to protect me at all, rather continuing to prevent me from working, continuing to utilize the identity theft to continue preventing me from even trying to get the help that I'm after to get out of this unimaginable crime. To most people, these things are just completely unimaginable. So I get that. I get what people are on there, but it's like the fact of the matter is that these things are happening. These things have been happening, and it's continuously preventing me from being able to own up to my own workmanship in any job, anything I do. And then my accounts get hacked and even taken offline when I do have, 300 more friends than I have right now on there, or like 800 more friends, or even thousands of friends, like my first one that's still online. But that's part of them able to utilize my information against me. You see what I'm saying? It's to like legitimately take those accounts and trade my information like baseball cards in order to help me prevent, or in order to prevent me from being able to get out and reach out to other people that could potentially share my work to somebody that ends up landing in front of one of these amazing influencers that's to suggest to them, I'm gonna do everything I can do to get to this guy and help him out. This is fucked up. You see what I'm saying? And so if I can reach that influencer, even now, I feel like it's the only way that I can get my life back on track and get out there and get to work, because the first thing I would be doing is going and getting a new name and social security number and disappearing. I mean, as long as I had the income available, I would disappear from their availability to follow me. I might even move 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I don't care. I would move around like a motherfucker because I don't want these people to follow me in my life anymore. They literally tried to fucking murder me, okay? And multiple times. That the police aren't even doing a fucking thing about. Like, go fuck yourselves. Take your badges off and go throw them in the dumpster fire along with the rest of the society that you're ruining by not doing anything for real crimes out here. So I'm trying to prevent these things from furthering in my life and taking my accounts offline as though I don't have the right to my own data. I don't have the right to my own autonomy. Like, I don't have the right to my own energy, my own workmanship, or artisan craft, or just like I don't have the right to like just be able to sit back and watch a sitcom without something else fucking coming up in my life. I don't have time for it. The reason I don't have time for it, and it's not that I don't like legitimately pray, have my prayer walk and and do meditation towards the Lord in that fashion and pray hard about these things, but it's the fact that I don't know, I can't just watch a sitcom and relax and get to feel like an ordinary person in the world. I don't have any kind of ordinary life. These things have been circling back into my life so many times that this will be the 5th time of me losing everything. And that everything that I can do to try and get any piece of my life back is just information that these people need or take or steal in order to prevent me from having a dialogue, prevent me from having an outreach, and prevent me from getting closure to the facts of the crimes that have been happening to me. So now that they are doing everything that they need to protect themselves from being found out about by anyone else out here that could care enough about the premeditation of what these people are doing to my life, has been just aided to circle back into my life and make it possible to continue to harass me, continue to stalk me, and make a mountain of abuses that have me in a downward spiral that's meant to look like it's all happening by me, but it's not. It's not. It never has been. It's just that before, when I wasn't able to see these things and see where they were coming from, and now that they literally got me walking in places of where they needed me to go. Now they're doing the same thing, but now I know. And now all this abuse is not covert, it's very overt and open. And so it's a heavy corruption when literally the state of Minnesota is protecting these criminals. The medical system and community ignores me to the physical level of my body. They're not trying to even establish what metals that they are. That was a concerning amount of metals in my body. And then the state of Minnesota is basically systematically corrupt, because I believe that in the state of Minnesota, we are just literally hitting the tip of the iceberg when it comes to our tax dollars being issued across to Somalis who are working in the frauds in the state of Minnesota to carry out these crimes and aid for more war and more terror inside of America, and to establish control over our lives. When you're talking about literally your tax dollars going to Benjamin Netanyahu, and then you're talking about our tax dollars going to places like Al-Shabaab, these are places that have literally killed Americans, and they've literally killed Christians, and they're establishing total terror and control on the levels of creating and aiding for more war and terror in America, specifically for their own pockets of greed, and simply for these people to establish and allow people to come inside of the state of Minnesota, for an example, to get more people voting for Tim Walz, who's working with the fucking synagogues of Satan and bullshit. So I really don't like the fact that there's this much corruption, but I believe that this corruption is just the tip of the iceberg, what we are finding out right now. Because of all of my studies that just have been showing massive corruption in the state of Minnesota. But along with these things is like, if we can't get through this, and all of these charities out here, or over 50% of charities are involved in fraud and corruption, and there isn't enough people to stop these people from working in the fashions of moving money into offshore bank accounts and putting, legitimate donations inside of cryptocurrencies and growing their own pockets and caring about their own greed and fulfilling their own needs with greed, then literally people are being left here on full scopes of like warfare when these people have like gated communities, and then not allowing for us to even record. They're like trying to make it illegal for us to record. It's so stupid. It's like the courts. They are for the public, and they're suggesting that when you go to court, you don't have the right to record. These places are open and they should be recorded. And if they're so about transparency and about the law and justice, they should be recorded. They should be recorded and put on national fucking television. They're open to the public. People should be recording these things. So as long as everything continues to go in favor of like the complete cuckolding, real justice and real law and order in our lives, they're literally establishing terror and crises inside of America to like legitimately control those crises in our lives, so that they can stage our lives along with everything else that I've been speaking out about out here, and many others speaking out about being targets inside of America, where it's like it's hard to put these things into words. It's hard to put these things into words to exactly create the speeches that you need to create that people can understand. So that's why I'm like creating it on multiple levels. I'm creating it on multiple different ways. I'm creating lyrical values. I'm writing R&B, rap, hip hop, metal, pop music, country hyper pop, country. I'm literally writing and writing and writing and writing. I've literally probably gone through like 50 plus pens in like 3 months, and I've filled probably about 18, 19, 20 notebooks. I don't know. A lot of notebooks, dude. It's like a stack like this. It's like a stack like this. And I'm not even kidding you. So I'm literally trying to break through this algorithm out here. I'm trying to break through their availability of hacking. That's kind of what I mean by the algorithm. But the algorithm is ultimately trying to literally make me irrelevant to the natural public so that they can just erase me, meaning murder me, and then circling back, stealing all the rest of my data, all the rest of my information, and getting my information, as well as the guy that was like suggesting to Jacob Wetterling's whereabouts for so long, like get him out alive, and they just didn't do anything about it. Like, dude, whatever. I just don't see that there's I don't agree that there's anything coincidental about that. I believe wholeheartedly, just as much as these police and these people working in this syndicate don't want my story to be active, is the same way that they wouldn't have wanted Jacob Wetterling's story to be out here for the natural public to see what is actually happening out here. So now that like I've been deserving of help for all the ages of my life, I'm still deserving the same help at 44 years old that I deserved at 5 years old. I'm still deserving the help at 44 years old that I deserved at 22. I deserve the same help at my age now that I deserved at 3 years old or 2 years old. But these systems are protecting the abusers, and it's that fucking corrupt. It's legit like the justice departments and these police, and I can't say all, but the fact of the matter is I think that most of these police, if they're good police and they actually figure out these crimes, they will silence that cop. They will go after that good cop so that they can continue doing their bad cop shit. And they're crimes, G. They're literally crimes that are happening out here. And happening in lives, like literally, like if that's the case, like, oh, you don't want me to feel like I have a life at all, just fucking shoot me. Just fucking Charlie Kirk me then, you fucking pieces of gutter trash. Like, I don't know how these people can even face themselves in the fucking mirror after what the fuck they've been doing to humanity out here. Because society has been just living inside of this dumpster fire, trying to make it out and make it, like, make their ends meet and all this other bullshit. A true freedom in America would not have this high level of poverty and frustration. True freedom in America means that people are free to be entrepreneurs, grow, not having these syndicates controlling their lives left and right, where it's like every avenue of your earning power and your money, to even be able to use your earning power and finances to be able to save yourselves from the avenues of these crimes and these criminals, to be able to fucking do this shit to you, is fucking absurd. It's fucking absurd. Like, yeah, if I could get that one, like if I could get that person to represent me, the one that I've talked to quite often, just trying to figure out a way that I can get this money together for them. Yeah, I would like them to be able to speak out on my behalf and come represent me. Because, motherfucker, I want to turn around and sue these people for fucking trillions. Trillions! And give it back to the American people. If they can't do that and they can't order these protections for the people that are being fucking subjugated through fucking nothing but hell throughout their fucking whole lives, fuck your whole American system, fuck your fucking police, and fuck you magistrates. Fuck all of you. I don't care what robe you wear. I don't care what fucking badge you wear. You are fucking a loser. You are a fucking loser. Now I'm fucking pissed. The fact of the matter is that I wouldn't be this way if the justice departments worked, if the police did real police activity, if these justice departments literally cared about crime in this fucking country before protecting these fucking clowns to getting away with rape and murder and attempted murder and hacking and hijacking and espionage and all this bullshit. Meanwhile, what happened to that cop, mind you? What happened to that cop that walked in and found his wife cheating on him with his friend? What happened after he shot that person? Is he still a cop? Did he get 25 days in jail and a little slap on the hand? Or what happened? Because these things need to be stopped. I'm not talking about just that. I'm talking about legitimately this kind of behavior through the whole entire fucking nation that is just so fucking far-fetched and bullshit. Like, you mean to tell me that no one has the inclination out here of being a moral, upstanding person for their own families, their own friendship circles, their own fucking relationships? You want to just drop that dime in the fucking bucket and allow these people to fucking do this right in front of you even? Cheat. Or not even cheat, but literally even just utilizing psychological abusive tactics when a person loves someone so much that you're going to be willing to go sleep with people that they care about, literally ruining their whole fucking mentality, ruining their whole fucking minds, ruining their whole fucking lives, if you ask me. That's a heavy depression. That's a heavy concerning. Just fuck these people, man. Just fuck that. Fuck that. You guys should be upstanding enough out here to realize what I'm saying and realize what I'm saying is true. And you guys should actually be able to have a moral compass enough inside of your own personal endeavors inside of your life to know what you're doing is right and wrong. And when you know that you're fucking doing wrong and you're wearing a police badge and uniform or you're a fucking... It doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking janitor or you're a fucking magistrate or a fucking judge. You should have a moral compass about your reality. About getting away with doing these things to people. Because my reality was being fucking erased. My fucking livelihood was being, and has been, completely eradicated to be erased. So you want to talk about all of the fear, all of the things that create that sense of threat and that sense of trauma and that physical reality of symptoms that you're literally in a place that you can't figure it out because of the calculated poisonings and feeling as if there's nothing out here that can fucking help you. Talk about the panic of being forced into survival mode and forced into fight mode through your entire life. You don't get to fight or you don't get to flight, feign, or fawn on anything. You're in constant fucking fight mode. And that fucking gets old. It gets really fucking old. Day in and day out having some fucking stupid motherfuckers being able to play with your fucking life. So yeah, I deserve the attention. I deserve the safety. I deserve the care inside of what's happened to me because this is a giant organized plot that's putting me inside of dangerous places emotionally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, financially, just every last little area that you can fucking imagine that they work to ruin when they're fucking hacking and working on literally stealing your fucking life away and stealing it out from underneath you so that these people can do this energy harvesting off of every last little piece of energy you are. These people can literally go fuck themselves. They're clowns. I don't care what judge they are, what cop they are, what I don't care what they do. They're clowns. They should be in fucking clown shoes. Take your badge off and go throw it into the dumpster fire because that's as good as you are. No fucking morality, no fucking moral compass about you, no upstanding, upright, forthcoming person inside of those mentalities that are literally running with these circus clowns. And instead of performing in a situation that is actually performing this circus out here, where society is in a fucking dumpster fire, maybe you should fucking do something for a change and stand on the laws that you fucking write, that you have people writing on. You can't stand on the laws you write and there's no love, because God is love, and you guys determined that already. You threw the love of God away. You threw everything sanctified and holy right out the fucking door so you guys can work up this dumbass fucking clown fucking position to leave people in this fucking system of a complete dumpster fire out here. So I'm sorry for being mad for these people poisoning me up all my life and me not being able to get out of the syndicate so that I could actually breathe inside of a normal life and have any kind of normal stability inside of my health without being put in all this risk of my safety, fear, trauma, and lack of security inside of my life. To be forced into this, to have every last little piece of my life almost being forced to risk, dropping to the fucking ground inside of my own place, dropping many other fucking times that I couldn't figure out what was happening to me, but now I did. Now I did. Now, that time here inside of my own fucking house, I literally had just figured it out. Maybe 12, 14 hours figuring out all these crimes and having all these memories like a domino rally, like the best one you could buy. Flick over that piece and that piece leads to the next piece, to the next piece, to the next piece, all the way through the best domino rally that you've ever seen. That's my memories, how it happened. Then imagine those memories being all about that poisoning, all about that abuse, all about that heavy, monstrous crime in your life, and you tell me that you're not going to slam on the brakes, basically flop down out of the fucking car and puke and cry. You pretend that you're not going to fucking be in that fucking situation. Fuck you. Not people that care about the clowns, these trolls, these commentator sportsmen or commentator sports people to work for these synagogues of Satan. You can all go fuck yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for adding any bit of support for me on my account and sharing my work. I believe it really deserves your support to get it to an influencer, someone that can actually help me in this.